This book is about our tendency to avoid admitting mistakes even to ourselves, and it explores how we tend to come up with self-justifications and rationalizations and other mental tricks to avoid admitting or even recognizing when we make mistakes. Now, much of this comes down to the idea of cognitive dissonance. This is the uncomfortable feeling of holding two conflicting ideas in our mind at the same time. For example, let's say that you're trying to live a healthy and a fit lifestyle, and at the same time, you've somehow found yourself eating an unhealthy snack. Well, what we tend to do in this kind of situation is we come up with rationalizations for why, despite the fact that we want to be healthy and eat healthy, and yet we have cravings for unhealthy food, we try to rationalize this to resolve our cognitive dissonance. So for example, we might tell ourselves, well, this was just a one-off. I just had to have this unhealthy snack this one time, then we're gonna get right back to eating healthy. Or for example, we might justify it by saying, well, I had a busy week. It was a stressful week. Maybe eating this unhealthy snack is actually good for me because it's gonna, renew my energy and kind of compensate for the rough week that I had. Now, another core theme in the book is confirmation bias. And this is our tendency to seek out evidence that supports our existing beliefs or our existing views on a subject. Now, oftentimes it feels like we are doing objective research. We're just gathering the facts, gathering information so that we can improve the way that we think about things. But more often than not, what we are really doing is we're focusing on information that proves our existing views correct. So we're only really taking in information that lends credibility to what it is that we want to be true or what we already believe to be true. And in some cases, even when we come across contradictory information, we will view that information in a different light, or we will manipulate it, or we'll go through mental gymnastics to somehow use that new information in a way that actually lends support and credibility to our existing view, even if, objectively, the information suggests we may be wrong. We just find some way to reinterpret the information. We maybe introduce some sense of conspiracy or something like that, and we find a way to take that information and actually make it strengthen our existing views, even when in reality, it should cause us to pause and reconsider our position. Now, the book goes on to cover many other related topics, including the shortcomings of our memory, the ways in which self-justification hurts us, and how we can take better responsibility of our actions, plus the many benefits of doing so. So if, like me, you're interested in understanding why we justify our mistakes and what we can do about it to live a better life, consider reading Mistakes Were Made, But Not by Me by Tavris and Elliot Aronson.